meet up with Ellie again 5 years later. She's in a very physical fight, being thrown around and onto the ground. Even though that turns out to be a training exercise, what is it like to do that kind of physical combat? Is that something you enjoy? Is it something that's very challenging? Is it empowering to be able to physically overtake someone that much bigger?
It's so fun. I had the absolute best time. That was like we did like a day zero of filming, and then we did day one. And this was day one, was this fight sequence. I've been training for a couple of months beforehand, for all of the like physicality of this season. And so it was so, yeah, I mean, I live for that sort of thing, and to get the opportunity to do that and learn how to do that in an environment that's like safe, when no one's actually getting hurt, was like just the best, like the dream. Like I want to do stunt work for the rest of my life, and I'm like terrified of the day that I get too old and like decrepit to like not be able to do that anymore.
Then you can just find a new way to figure out like another cool type of stunt scene for that
Yeah,
reason.
exactly.
Do you get scared at all with that kind of thing, or is it just all fun?
It's all fun. I get such a thrill out of it. Although there are certain scenes that are scary, like some of the harness work. And you see in episode one where I fall through the floor. Like I actually did that, and being in the harness and like the drop and the anticipation of that, I definitely like. And also, I was so tired going into that scene. We did that right at the end of the day, and I definitely had like a small private like panic attack before we did that. But then we did it, and then I was totally fine, obviously. But yeah, sometimes it's scary, but fun. It's such a thrill.
What was it like to do that whole sequence at the market? Because it feels like anything you're in where you normally like would have a bunch of people that suddenly is deserted just becomes even more creepy. It doesn't
Yeah.
really matter what the exact location is. So what was it like to figure all of that out? It's such a big sequence, and it's also such an interesting moment that we learn so much from the infected that she runs into.
Yeah, I mean, it's so typical. Dina's like, stay where you are, don't move. And Ellie's like, yeah, got it. And then goes and has a wander around, obviously. And I think that she's just sort of surveying and like sort of thinking about what this place would have been like back in 2003, before the world as we knew it ended. And then, yes, the stalker that really comes out of nowhere, I think it really freaks Ellie out because it's not behaving in a way that any of the other infected she's ever come across have behaved. And when she, like, I scream, like, run at me. I just think it's very creepy to her, and she just doesn't know what to expect, what's going to happen, what this thing is doing. And yeah, filming that was a lot of fun and kind of spooky, yeah. And watching it, I find scary because obviously, like the sound wasn't in the way that it's been edited together, makes it like literally 1,000 times scarier. When I first saw that, my heart was racing for sure, even though I knew what was about to happen.
Are we going to continue to learn about and see how the infected have evolved? Because obviously, it's not just brought up for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, there's gonna be plenty of them. Watch out and hold on to your hats.
As if they weren't creepy enough already.
Yeah, exactly.
So much happens at the dance, too. I mean, we learn about Ellie's relationships with Dina and Jesse. We learn about how Ellie sees herself. What was it like to shoot that moment with Ellie and Dina at the dance, to figure out what that kiss between them would be like? There's so much beautiful about that before everything else happens.
Thank you. Yeah, it was really special. We actually did talk about with Craig, me and Isabela. We spoke with Craig about like what the kiss was and how sort of the intensity of it and what it meant. And I think it was supposed to feel like very like romantic and tender and soft and gentle, but with this desire and this passion that they both had, and like balancing that and getting that getting that right was really important. And we were supported by an incredible intimacy coordinator called Kathy, and she really protected us in that. And me and Isabela had that trust, and it felt very safe and very like beautiful to shoot. And I'm so glad that translated in the way that it's been edited and cut together, and the way that Craig directed that scene. It just I think it's such a beautiful sequence, and I'm very proud of the work that we did that day, and it was so nice to have so many people in one space enjoying themselves during the dance. That like doesn't happen very often in The Last of Us, so that was great.
I actually thought it was also a beautiful moment to see Joel step in and stand up for them, but clearly Ellie doesn't see it that way. So
Yeah.
what is it that gets her so mad about his help? Is she just mad at him, or is it more of just her wanting to be able to stand up for herself?
I think this is a big combo of things. I think there's been a lot of frustration and like distance that has been created with her and Joel over these 5 years, and sort of we'll get to understand why that is and what's happened. And so there's all of that on. And then I think when he steps in to protect her, she just doesn't want to be protected by him. She doesn't need it. She doesn't want it. And I think she feels like it's an infringement on her autonomy and her privacy in a way. And like undermines her capabilities as like a 19-year-old fighter, basically. And I think that she just doesn't want to be like protected by him anymore because she can handle herself, and is trying to establish herself in the community as an individual aside from Joel.
Since we obviously have a sense that bad things are going to happen, what do you think people will say after they see the last episode of the season?
I think people are going to feel like they've been on a pretty intense roller coaster. And I just hope that people keep their seatbelts on the whole time because it's pretty mad. And I think that people are going to, I think, hopefully feel really like satisfied by the journey of it. And I hope people are slightly emotionally traumatized because it's supposed to make you feel a lot.
I feel like I'll be crying and cursing at the same time.
Yeah, probably. You might be a bit angry at the showrunners and everyone involved because of like how much it'll make you feel things.
Yeah, which it already does in one episode, which is kind of amazing. We also get to see Ellie's iconic arm tattoo. So what was it like to embody that, to really, I mean, that it feels like something that she can kind of wear as a badge of something that she knows about and not everybody does.
Yeah, exactly. I loved wearing the tattoo. It was we got it down to a fine art, like applying it. Yeah, I mean, like you said, it is sort of like a badge. It's also a sort of a form of rebellion for her, like having this tattoo, and obviously like the bite we see, it's kind of like burnt now, and we'll get to like again like see how that happened and what went on with that. And yeah, I think that she really likes her tattoo and feels that it's kind of badass, and I agree. I felt very cool walking around with a tattooed arm.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be people getting it at some point as the show goes on.
People already do because it was in the game, and there's people that I've met who have been like, "Look, I have the tattoo." I'm like, "Whoa, that's such commitment to like to being a fan of something, is to get the tattoo, the Ellie's tattoo." It's a cool tattoo, to be fair.
Yeah, it is. Well, thank you. I appreciate you talking to me about it, and I am excited and terrified to watch the rest of the season.
Thank you. I hope you enjoy.